Well, let's jump right in. We got to talk about You Time, which we're actually going to play here in a couple of minutes as part of our New Year's Eve special show. So it's part of the fifth studio album coming up. Is it another song that you wrote about Gabby? Tell me about putting this song together and putting this album together as well.
Yeah, this song was it was written last year when life was a little more normal, and we were busy on the road. We just come off of 5 more minutes, and then and this is it, I guess. And we were working in between, so I was super busy. And Gabi's a pediatric nurse, so she was busy at the hospital, and we weren't getting to spend a lot of time together. So that's where the song came from. Fast forward now, it's all we're getting is time together. But that's been one of the positives this year is getting to hang with her so much.
How has your writing changed too? Being home instead of being on the road, I imagine as a songwriter, life looks a little bit different on a tour bus and hotel rooms than it does actually being home with your wife and your family, right?
Yeah, life's a lot different. I haven't spent this much time at home since I was, I guess, 15 years old. So, it's all I've known, for my whole adult life is the road and the rat race of life. So it's been different this year. The writing's been different. Zoom writes and stuff is something I guess we're all getting used to. And you know what I think the cool thing is we can find things from this year that we've had to adapt and learn new things. And I think we can still use them, down the road when life does get back to normal. And like I can't make it to Nashville, but I can hop on a Zoom with some of my favorite writers and stuff. So there's definitely been some good stuff to come out of all of this.
It's funny you say that because I was talking to Chris Jansen just a couple of weeks ago, and he was saying the same thing. He's like, to be honest with you, I actually kind of dig the Zoom writing. Like there's something to it where everyone can be in their comfort zone and the creativity just kind of keeps flowing.
Yeah, it's unique. I find that I don't have one way or the other that I'm like big about. I do love everybody in the room, the camaraderie and the jokes and all that, but you can still get that on Zoom. And there is something to be said for, being in your home and your comfortable spot and where an idea might come to you there that might not in a more, setting like, the office space or a hotel room or something like that. So, yeah.
Can you give me any details on the fifth studio album? Maybe, some things that you're working on, maybe a title. Like what can you give me on this album that you're working on?
Yeah, well, we're full steam ahead with it. We just got back from Nashville, a week or two ago writing, and we're gonna probably get back in the studio in February, I think, to finish things up. So excited about that. I wrote like half the songs on it, and it's kind of been more reflecting on the last couple of years than looking ahead. My last album was very much looking ahead to getting married and life that we were excited about. Sure. Now kind of been reflecting on what that's been like. So it's been fun to make.
I want to talk about this TikTok, and I actually saw it on Instagram that you put up. I mean, today or yesterday, I think, where you're on Grandfather Mountain, and it looks like a full-on blizzard is about to blow y'all away. Can you tell me what happened and what made you want to bust out the phone?
Yeah, it was, I love Grandfather Mountain. I proposed to my wife on the mountain behind it where we're looking at Grandfather Mountain. And I've been going there since I was a kid, and we've got some friends that are up there that, that are running the mountain stuff. So they closed it down, but they said, hey, there's nobody up here. It's windy, it's crazy, but it's still, we can still go across as long as we're very careful. It was beautiful. It was a trip. We were having a great time, and we were laughing, and everybody was holding on for dear life. So I was holding my phone so tight to film everything, but it was a good time.
I love it. If you haven't seen that video, you got to go check it out. It's hilarious. I want to bring up something that Lauren Elena said. I was talking to her a few weeks ago, and she said something that struck me that I'd love to get your thought on. She said, when you're on a show like American Idol, you are instantly famous, but you're not instantly successful. And I'd love to know your thoughts on that. Kind of your experience with it. She was talking about how you're immediately famous and people assume that you're this big superstar, but really, you still have to go through the trials, the tribulations, the hardships of making it, in Nashville. You can speak to that.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. I think for both of us, we went through that together. We had a country finale, which I'm still so proud about, on the biggest show that was out there. So, but it's true. I mean, I think you're a TV star when you come off that show. But I don't think anybody goes on that show to become a TV star. I think they want to, be a legit artist and make it. And for us, as country music, for, whoever else, pop or whatever, they want to make it in that format. So, it's you're definitely famous, and it's crazy because one thing everybody's looking for in this business is to be able to put a face to the name, and you get that immediately with Idol. But I think what me and her are both looking for is to be seen as country music artists and write our own songs and have them on the radio. Idol helped us get known, but yeah, I would say both of us were looking more so for the songs, because in country music it's all about the song.
Speaking of songs and country music songs at that, 5 more minutes. I want to take a look back at that song and sort of a transformation from then until this fifth studio album, because really, you made history, obviously, when that song came out, becoming the first artist to not have a label at the time and chart, and not only chart, but go to #1 too. And I wonder, obviously that's motivation for you, and you've done very well since then. But can you talk to me about coming from a song like 5 More Minutes, and now you really have established yourself as a country music star and consistent #1 after #1, and what you take into that and put into the fifth album?
Yeah, well, thanks so much for the kind words. And that song was just a special song. We had to go through a lot to get that song out to y'all, out to radio. It just took a minute, but I believed in the song, and I knew it was special to me, and was praying to God that it'd be special to other people as well. So, but yeah, I think one thing I learned from that is just writing from the heart and writing what you know and what you love. And I tried to do that on my last album, and all the singles were very personal songs for me, with 5 More Minutes and This Is It being our wedding song, and in between kind of just being where I was at, the guy that I was when I wrote it. So we're still doing that with this next record. You Time is kind of a take on where me and my wife are at in life at the time of writing it. And that's just, I learned from the last album that we're all a lot more alike than we are different, and stuff that I'm going through and stuff that I want to write about and that I've lived through. A lot of other folks have done the same. So that's kind of what I took from the last album and trying to put into albums in the future as well.
When you mentioned This Is It, and I noticed that you were on the Today Show, I think it was last week, maybe the week before, and you performed that song for a couple's wedding rehearsal. And obviously that song has been the wedding song for thousands and thousands of couples around the world, really. And I wonder what that does to your head, to your mind, because this is a song that, it's about you and your now wife, that you put, pen or pencil down to paper from the heart. And there's so many other people who that's now a part of them for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, I think when you're writing songs, that one was a little different because I wasn't planning on really anybody hearing that song. That was my wife. And when the label heard it, they're like, oh, no, this is going to the album and then the radio. But, you want your songs to impact folks in a good way and for them to love it and to dance to it. And, so to have folks, hear that song and it means so much to them that they want it to be their first dance or they want to walk down the aisle to it. That's humongous. And it's what this is, it's all about for me. So it's pretty cool.
I want to do a couple fun questions here because it is a New Year's Eve special. So I got some here I want to read out to you and get your thoughts on. What is the best single thing to come out of 2020? One thing.
It wasn't a lot of good things. Best single thing to come out of 2020. I'm trying to think of new stuff.
What about the Tiger King?
Tiger King was amazing. That's actually really good. That was it was so bad that it was great. We all
exactly.
One, and then also I think just everybody's to perspective. I don't know, not to get deep. I'm trying to think of like other things, but I don't know. Yeah. Crazy.
You're right though, right? It's more family time. It's being able to kind of put life into perspective and the things that are really important, right?
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be as much complaining, in 2021 and 2022 once we get this all behind us. Like, well, we remember what that was all about. So,
right, exactly. When I was literally in my closet talking to Scotty McCreery instead of a studio, for sure. All right, if you could describe 2020 in one emoji, what would that emoji be?
Oh, just like the emoji with the straight eyes and the straight mouth, just Just a, it's just the "Are you kidding me?" kind of emoji. Like, it's just, you can't make up everything that's happened this year. It's like just one thing after another. It's crazy.
Yep. What is, if you have one, what is your 2021 New Year's resolution?
2021 New Year's resolution. Well, me and my buddy have started hitting the gym before, so I don't think I can use that. I think I want to write. I think I want to write 2 times the amount of songs that I wrote this year. You know, it took me till the back half of quarantine and all the stay-at-home stuff before I was really like, all right, let's sit down and really write. So next year I want to hit the ground running, write a lot of songs.
And last one, kind of on the terms of writing songs, what is the best song you heard in 2020 that's not your own, obviously?
Ooh, best song I heard in 2020 that's not my own. I would say it's the one I champion this song to all my friends, and I tweet "Somebody Like That" by Tennille Arts. To me, that is like such a jam. Like, I heard it the first night. I was listening to the radio driving home, got home, like pulled in the driveway. Normally just get out of the truck and go home, but I was like, I'm not getting out of the truck until the song is done. It was my first time hearing it, and I was like, this is so good. So I think that's the jam.
It's so funny you say that because I feel exactly the same way. I was mowing my lawn actually, had the ear pods in, was just cruising along. A lot of good songs come on, but when that one came on, I stopped the lawnmower, looked at my phone, and was like, "Who the hell is this?"
Exactly.
It's a great song, dude.
Yeah,
it is.
It's so good, and she's great. We've done a couple shows together, and she's always got the audience like right in the palm of her hand. So I think she's gonna do big things.
Well, Scotty, we know you're going to be continuing to do big things. You Time is a fantastic song. We're going to play it right now. Happy New Year to you and your family. I appreciate the time and can't wait for more number ones, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me on, and Happy New Year's.
Thanks, Scotty. Appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir, brother. Be good, man.
You too. Bye-bye.